It's 9:15 in the morning on a weekday. It's Thursday morning. I want you to notice how much open space is here. Vacant parking lots. Today is not a holiday. It's a weekday. It's a work day. More open space. No cars. No people. No jobs. Nobody lives here. It's just empty. No traffic. Lots of open area. Now, as we approach the Hancock-Whitney Provost-Humphrey building, Main Street. No traffic. Now look, humanity. The parking lot's full. The streets are full. Look at that, it just overflows. That's what we need here. This is Provost-Humphrey people. It's like they're building something. And their parking lot's full. If that's what you want to see, now, you know, the world does not revolve around cars, yet it does. A well-designed community, look, no traffic. Wide open. And a parking garage there in the distance. You see it, that buff-colored building that's next to the Edison Museum, that's next to a power station, that's next to the building. And gosh, the parking lot just goes on and on. You don't want to see cars though. Let's not talk about this anymore. So here again, there's a lot of open space by the river. And the question is, how would you access that? Because that rail track is not going to move for strategic reasons. And I understand that, and I'm not opposed to that in any way. I understand. Look at this though. Look how much land is open there. Without spending millions of dollars tearing down a perfectly good 5-story building, this parking lot could be torn up and we could put a splash pad here and make a park there, tear that street up. We don't need that street. We don't need that asphalt right there. There's access to the street through the parking lot at the convention center there, at the Civic Center. Here's the Civic Center, and look, there's a straight shot to the street. And there's another access to the street that way. Imagine this though. Imagine if we did not tear down the building, but we did tear up that parking lot and make it into a park. And imagine if people could live in that building and walk next door to the Provost-Humphrey building. It would cut down on how many cars are necessary. And imagine if Main Street were closed at this point, just like they closed it down by the police station. And imagine if this were parking or green space that gave you access to parking across the street. And imagine if that street may even be closed, or part of it, and a parking garage built right there. Imagine taking $1 million or $2 that the city might spend tearing something down and actually building something up. Imagine that. Here is a pretty park space right next door to a building. Needs a couple picnic tables and some places to sit. 5 stories that is potential for residential, perhaps a coffee shop, maybe a restaurant on the top floor in the back. That could be really cool, overlooking the Neches River. We don't need to tear this building down. We need to use it properly, and we need to get a creative developer to purchase it. The city has a deal with the guy that sold it to them that if they don't tear it down, that he gets it back. Well, how about if they develop the property? What if they tear up the parking lot and they make it into a park? What if they close Main Street and give the people who have that building access to parking, because a parking garage has been constructed, and whoever buys the building is going to lease spaces in the parking garage from whoever paid to build it. Imagine that. We don't need to tear more stuff down in the city. We need to build the city up. And I think this is a perfect opportunity to build up rather than tear down. So here's what I'm talking about. The city needed more space for parking. And an inexpensive way to do that, to accommodate the police department and city hall, and I'm not complaining about anything. The easy and cost-effective way to do that, and I salute cost-effective and easy, is to shut down Main Street. I used to be able to ride my bike across these railroad tracks. It's been years. They did exactly what I'm talking about. Close down Main Street, use it as a parking lot. And then this, obviously, is a parking lot. And that's great, it's full. This is a busy place down here, city government, police, administrators, all that. It's wonderful, it's great, it's fantastic. I'm not trying to complain, I'm just trying to show you that it's been done before in this city by the people who run the city, who are thinking in a way, how can we maximize our resources? And so my question to you and to the people who run this city now is, how can we best put more empty parking spaces? People don't want to walk across the street because it's dangerous. How can we accommodate people better? How can we attract people to the downtown area? We need people for shops to survive. We need people for coffee to be served, and for restaurants, and for cocktails, and for whatever. Look how much open space there is, though, behind that building. Just look at that. We don't need to tear anything down. We have everything we need. It's there. We just need to have eyes to see it, and not destructive eyes. We need to have eyes that see and understand what we have available, because we have tremendous resources here downtown without destroying anything. Again, I'm going to ride through the parking lot. I want you to see this. Again, this could all be green space here, or maybe half of this right here could be green space, and all of this. All this could be a park. We don't need to tear anything down. Check it out. This street is unnecessary. And it's poorly maintained. There's the river, there's the building. I haven't measured how many feet that is, but there's got to be 2 or 3 acres, 4 acres of land between the building and the river. And that's plenty for development. This street is not necessary. It looks like they might be building a parking garage here. If that's the case, then this street could be half its width, just enough to get access to the parking garage. There's so much that can be done with a little bit of creativity. We need good urban planners is the problem. We don't have good urban planners. We have very binary thinkers. We need people who are willing to get outside the lines, get outside the boxes.